Hi, my name's Donald Trump.
Hello, welcome to a brand new video. I love the Pikmin series. It's a unique concept that Nintendo made, and although I've never played all of the games, I have read up a lot about them and watched about them and played the third game twice, so I know what I'm talking about. And while I've only got these things to really represent my Pikmin hype, I guess, I still do know a lot about the game. And you're watching this to find out all of the Pikmin types, because there is 9 Pikmin that you might not know about. So I'm going to tell you in this video the just all the Pikmin from Pikmin 2, Pikmin from Pikmin 3, and Pikmin from Hey Pikmin. That's right, all 4 of the games will be covered in this video. So if there's any Pikmin that you don't know about, well, I'm going to tell you what they look like, what they do, and all that crap right now. Stay tuned for Gavin Knight, all Pikmin types as of Hey Pikmin. The first game we'll be touching on, obviously, is the first game just because it's chronologically in order. But we're going to be covering Pikmin 1 first, because, yeah. But the first Pikmin, obviously, are all on screen right now, were yellow, red, and blue. They were the first Pikmin ever to be introduced to the series, and it was just a nice set of 3 to the series. It's the only game since to only have 3 Pikmin just the normal, but they have changed that in future games. But we're going to touch on blue, yellow, and red, obviously, because we're going to talk about all of them. So let's get into blue first, just because I want to touch on blue first. The blue Pikmin are one of the original 3 Pikmin in the first Pikmin game and happen to be in every other Pikmin game after it. Their unique ability to swim in water makes them necessary for water-based activities in each of the 4 games. They are the only Pikmin that you're able to get anything in the water and have average attacks and average. Just everything's really average about these guys, but the one different thing about these guys is the fact that they can live in the water. And similar to all the other Pikmin, the blue Pikmin can be powered up, power up, where they go from a leaf to a bud and then a bud to a flower if nectar or that the weird spray thing in Pikmin 3 also makes them grow into that, which makes them stronger than their normal powers compared to a leaf and a flower. The next Pikmin that we'll be talking about is the red Pikmin. They are the strongest Pikmin in the game, and they are the only Pikmin, except for one other type, that is resistant to fire. So whenever you need help using fire, getting rid of fire and fire enemies and all that crap, red Pikmin are your first ones to use. They are also stronger than the rest, like I said earlier, so they'll be able to pack a punch more so than other Pikmin. They have the same weight as the blue Pikmin, and lastly, the red Pikmin also can be upgraded just because, every Pikmin can do that except for one type. And they also have the ability to carry one weight, so if you chuck one Pikmin onto something that needs 5 Pikmin, it'll just do 1, obviously. And the blue Pikmin do that, and the yellow Pikmin, but there are other Pikmins that kind of break that rule. But anyway, on to the yellow Pikmin, and we're just going to talk about him. The yellow Pikmin, the last Pikmin that appeared, well, not last, but the last type that we have to talk about yet for the regular Pikmin game. So in Pikmin 1, this is the last type, and there's only 3. But the yellow Pikmin have very different traits from the rest. In Pikmin 1, they are able to carry bombs, while the rest of the characters weren't able to. Blue and red just, for some reason, couldn't carry bombs because they're, weak or something. The development team actually decided that they wanted to make them different, so they wanted them to carry bombs, but it doesn't exactly make sense, but, whatever. They carry the exact same as blue and red, and they are lighter than the rest of the original 3 Pikmin, so you can throw them a lot farther than the rest of them, which helps you get stuff that's on a high ledge or enemies that fly really high, and that's just pretty useful. They carry the same, they're as strong as the blue Pikmin, and they have little ears, unlike the rest, and the reds have a nose, but the nose doesn't do anything, and I guess the ears like current electricity. And of course, they are electric. I never really talked about that yet, but yes, they are electric, so any enemies that are electric, or anytime you have to deal with anything electric that would normally kill the rest of the original 3 Pikmin, that's where your yellow Pikmin come in handy. But anyway, on to the Pikmin 2 game, full of 3 new Pikmin. That's just crazy. We're now on to Pikmin 2, where a few things are different from the first one, obviously, because if it was the same thing, it would be annoying. But in this game, all Pikmin types can carry bombs, which is different from the original where only yellow could carry it, because now they have 5 of them, so people would just be like, oh, they're there. But anyway, the 3 new types introduced in this game, and I know there's only 2 of them on there, but the 3 new types are purple, which we'll talk about them later, obviously, and they also introduced the yellow Pikmin and bulb Pikmin. Now, they're not on there, but of course they will be talked about with their own picture. So let's get on with purple Pikmin. The purple Pikmin, the first of the 3 Pikmin that we'll be talking about that are new in Pikmin 2. The purple Pikmin are resistant to knockback and wind. Those are just the only thing that totally make them stand out. They're also stronger than reds and do 30 extra damage if landed directly on a guy, which is that's a lot of damage, man. They also are able to carry 10 times their weight. So normally if you throw a red or a yellow or a blue onto something, it's just 1. It counts as 1. But this guy, he carries 10 on his own. So, I mean, these guys are some of the strongest Pikmin ever. They're also the first Pikmin to not have a white leaf. They have a pink leaf. And that's about it for the purple Pikmin. So now we're going to be going on to the white Pikmin. The little albino white Pikmin. It's actually just white Pikmin, but I added that on. But anyway, these are Pikmin found in caves. Purple Pikmin are also found in caves, but the white Pikmin just obviously look like they've been in a cave for thousands of years. But anyway, these Pikmin are faster than all of the other Pikmin, and these guys just leave all the other Pikmin in the dust. So even if they're not flowers, you can easily have them keep up with you and not have to worry about leading them through traps and all that crap. The white Pikmin also can be thrown as far as any of the regular Pikmin, so the yellow Pikmin and the purple Pikmin can be thrown not as far and farther, but this guy's just average. Its attack is also average as well, so it can only attack as well as a blue and yellow can. And it is also, the white Pikmin also are resistant to poison, so any bad guys that are poison or poison traps and all that crap, that can be destroyed with these awesome white Pikmin, and that's pretty cool. They also are able to carry. Sorry for that. That was just weird. They are also able to carry exactly as much as red, yellow, and blue. Not as much as purple, but they can only carry 1. So yeah. Anyway, on to the Bulbman, the very weird Pikmin that they don't really talk about that much. But anyway, on to him or them, whatever. Right off the bat, you'll notice that the Bulbmen look a little different from the usual Pikmin. What is that giant thing and what are the little things? Well, the giant thing is its mom. Whenever you kill its mom, the babies come to your side, and the babies are called Bulbmen. They're just like regular Pikmin, except they're Bulbmen. And in Pikmin 2, they are found there and only found in caves. So as soon as you leave a cave, the Bulbmen stay there, and they're just kind of like, we want to go with you. But then they can't come with you because they don't have an onion, so they have to thrive underground. Because that's how Pikmin, or the purple Pikmin and the yellow Pikmin also work like that. But because they are stored in the ship, it's fine. But I guess the Bulbmen can't be stored in the ship. But that's enough about their backstory. They have average speed, they have average throw height, they have average damage. But the cool thing about these guys is they are resistant to water, fire, electricity, and poison. So any of those 4 things, not a problem for these guys. But the sad thing is they're only in caves, so it's not like you can always use them. Because if you could, they'd be the only thing in the game that you would use because, they're just boss. But that's why they're only in caves to balance things out. But anyway, that's the Bulbman. Now on to Pikmin 3. Pikmin 3, the last main series Pikmin game until Pikmin 4 is released soon for the Nintendo Switch, whenever that'll be. But in this game, things are a little different. The white and purple Pikmin are only in the mini-games, so they are not in the main story anymore. But the original 3 Pikmin, blue, yellow, and red, return along with the winged Pikmin and the rocked Pikmin. So in the next 2 slides, we will be talking about the pink and the rock Pikmin. Both of their abilities are quite new to the series and help freshen up this 3rd series game. The winged Pikmin, not the pink Pikmin, but the winged Pikmin. Normally Pikmin are named by their color, but the winged Pikmin kind of changed that up, as well as the rock and the Bullman. And one other, but I'll get to him later. But anyway, the winged Pikmin are weaker than the rest of the Pikmin, and are resistant to nothing. So, I mean, it's not that they're useless, but they do help get things that need to be carried over water, and just other stuff like that. So they can be flown over water, but they can't go into the water. They can't be hit by poison. They can't get hit by water, and they can't be hit by fire. They can carry 1, and their speed is normal. So, I mean, it's the winged Pikmin. They're also strong in the air combat. So anything that needs air combat, they're pretty strong in. And that's about it for the winged Pikmin, and on to the rocked Pikmin. The rocked Pikmin, the newest and last character that we'll be touching on. The rocked Pikmin are resistant to being crushed, and due to their hard outer shell, are able to break hard objects like glass. They have a lot of damage, more than reds, but less than the purples. So, I mean, they're not as strong as reds, but they basically replace purples in this game, since purples aren't in the main story. Similar to all the rest of the Pikmin, they can only carry 1 thing, except for the purples, who can carry 10. And they also are normal at walking, so they're not super fast like whites, but they're not super slow like purples. And that pretty much sums it up for the rock Pikmin. I mean, they're not super special, but I think they're kind of cool. But anyway, on to Hey Pikmin. It's the last and newest one until Pikmin 4 is released. But let's just stop rambling on and just get on to Hey Pikmin.
Hey, Pikmin, get over here.
Hey Pikmin is a spin-off game. It's a little different from the regular Pikmin games, and you might be thinking, well, what's that last Pikmin you talked about? Well, he's actually in Pikmin 1, but I'll get to about that later. Hey Pikmin is just basically a spin-off of the regular series. It doesn't really have to do much with the regular storyline, and white and purple are just completely out of there. They're not in any minigame or any of that crap. They're gone. They're gone. They don't exist. They're just gone. But anyway, Hey Pikmin was the first game to introduce amiibo functionality, so amiibos work in there. But this video is about Pikmin types, and since Hey Pikmin doesn't really count as that, you don't really need to do much more talking. I just thought I'd put this in there because people will be like, hey, what about Hey Pikmin? Is there anything in there? No, it's just a 3DS spinoff. But anyway, Pikmin 4 hopefully will have new stuff. And thanks for watching this video. Leave a like if you liked it, subscribe to see more, and I will see you guys in the next video.
But Gavin, you never talked about that type of Pikmin that you talked about before.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's right here. Anyway, this thing, it's not technically a Pikmin, but it is a type of thing that, I don't know. I just thought I'd put in here because it looks very different from anything in the game, so I don't know. There it is. It's basically this enemy that poisons your Pikmin, and the Pikmin, all your Pikmin come after you, and they become looking like this thing. But yeah, that's basically it. I just thought I'd throw that in there because it's kind of a Pikmin, but kind of not. But anyway, on to that outro, and goodbye, guys.